Obviously, recently, before the summer break, Sergio Perez was, I think it's fair to say, in a bit of a form slump, and he was not driving so well. And all of a sudden, Nick de Vries was gone, Daniel Ricciardo was in. This was where the story was at a couple of days ago. Helmut Marko Sergio Perez U-turn after Daniel Ricciardo meeting. Helmut Marko appears to have done a U-turn on Sergio Perez's 2024 contract situation after meeting with Daniel Ricciardo during the summer break. Marko said at the time, this is a few weeks ago, that as long as Perez finishes P2 behind Max Verstappen, Perez is safe for next season with the Mexican driver having a signed contract. However, his stance on that seems to have changed over the summer break, with the Austrian telling Klein Zeitung, nothing is 100% certain in Formula One, it just doesn't exist. There are always performance-related situations that need to be discussed. We'll take a look and discuss how to proceed in Zandvoort, and then we'll know more. It seems it was his summer break meetup with Perez's rival Ricciardo that may have changed the 80-year-old's mind, with the Aussie holidaying in Austria with his girlfriend Heidi Berger. You know what he was doing? He was saying,
I'm tripping major nutsack right now.
That's Austria for you, baby. Helmut Marko says, we saw each other. That's clear when he comes to Graz, whatever that is. He has a very positive personality, a successful career, and incredible experience. His momentum and vigor caused a real jolt at Alpha Tauri. You know what he was doing?
I'm getting a hard-on in the middle of the race.
Wow, that's a real boost of motivation, says Helmut Marko. No kidding, mate. Helmut Marko saying, yeah, I said we'd keep Perez, but you just don't know what's going to happen in this crazy old world. Unfortunately for Daniel, what did happen? Don't tell the FAA. Let's have a sneaky watch. Fucking... As he was going in, he said he had a choice. I could have hit Piastri or hit the wall, and he went into the wall. His wrists are completely cooked. In medical terms, his wrists are fucked as. Obviously, you saw him go into the barrier there. This is what the marshals from that barrier there did. If you can't read this is from the Alpha Tauri Instagram page, and it says here, hi Daniel, hope your wrist is okay. We'd love to see you in the car this weekend. Hope the stroopwafel was in one piece. Kind regards, the Turn 3 marshals. So, poor old Daniel, third race back, itching to get back into the car after the summer break, pops it in the wall during practice, and fuck me drunk, he's back out of F1 again. Poor old Daniel. So the question remains, who is going to take Daniel's place at Alpha Tauri in the short term? The answer may surprise you. This strapping young lad put his hand forward. This is one of my all-time favorite drivers from as long as I've been watching Formula One. This is DC David Coulthard, former Red Bull driver, race winner, championship might have been. Lost out to Mika Hakkinen because Mika was always just so much faster. This young man put his hand up. So this is an Instagram post from David Coulthard where he says, Dear Christian Horner, please read my PowerPoint for why I should be Daniel's reserve driver. So here's... Look at this. Pick me, saved to my Mac. This is the name of it. Good to know that DC uses a Mac too. Why I should be Daniel's reserve driver by David Coulthard, age 52. Reasons why. I am quick on track. I did get Red Bull's first podium. The engineers and I already get along.
Lewis, I love you and respect you.
This would make me the 7th oldest ever F1 driver. Good on you, DC, old mate, for having a crack. And of course, not to be outdone, Christian Horner had to fire back. If you haven't seen the response, here it is. Dear DC, thank you for your application. And despite the significant amount of crash damage at numerous races you created, we might now be in need of a reserve driver. As the silver fox of the paddock, you would at least make Fernando Alonso feel young again. Best wishes, Christian. Love and kisses, Christian and Jerry. For realsies, what's the dealsies? Ricciardo to be replaced by Liam Lawson for the remainder of the Dutch GP weekend after breaking hand. Once the news broke, I Googled broken wrist, time, heel. If you search my Google search history, that happened. The standard answer that I got was 6 to 8 weeks. Now, all of a sudden, I'm seeing comments from Christian Horner saying, you know, the average person, they take 12 weeks to heal, to recover from a broken wrist. And I'm like, are they? Is Google wrong? Have I been lied to? But then Christian Horner says, you know, that's a normal person. Of course, these drivers, they're not normal people, are they? Good old Christian Horner reckons that Daniel might be targeting Singapore for a return, which is, I think, 5 weeks away, something like that. Let's get to know the situation and get to know Daniel's replacement, Liam Lawson, New Zealander. From across the Dutch, Daniel Ricciardo has been ruled out of the Dutch Grand Prix due to a broken hand sustained in a crash during Friday practice, handing Liam Lawson his F1 debut with Alpha Tauri in the process. blah, 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 blah. He crashed, blah, 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 blah. Red Bull sister team, yada, yada, yada. Move it on. In his place steps Lawson, the 21-year-old reserve driver for Red Bull and Alpha Tauri, who has been competing in the Japan-based Super Formula Championship this year. Lawson sits second in the Super Formula standings, ahead of October's season finale doubleheader at Suzuka, with the break in the calendar leaving him free to substitute for Ricciardo. So there's a big break in the Super Formula. I don't follow Super Formula. This might shock you, but I don't know what it is. I don't really follow it very closely. But there's a big break now apparently until October, where there's a season finale doubleheader, and Liam Lawson sits second, so he will want to do that. Daniel, I am sure, will also similarly want to return. But I'm sure he'll be back before October, so it may be okay. It says here, Ricciardo is the second F1 driver to suffer from a breakage in 2023 after Aston Martin's Lance Stroll sustained broken wrists and a broken toe during a training crash in the days leading up to pre-season testing. Stroll was injured on Saturday, February 18, 5 days before testing began, with the Canadian getting back in the car on Friday, March 3rd, and then racing on Sunday, March 5th, just a fortnight after the accident. I'm no genius, but those days don't add up, do they? There's more than a fortnight there. But anyway, look. So the point they're trying to make here is there's precedent from this year of a driver breaking both wrists, I believe, and still getting back in the car after a very short period of time. So we'll see. With the Italian Grand Prix directly following this weekend's round at Zandvoort, it also cast doubt over Ricciardo's ability to contest the Monza event. Do you think? I don't know. He's broken his wrist this week. Do you think he might be driving next week? Do you think? Great stuff. Just such great stuff. The thing that alerts me to this is that Daniel is on loan to Alpha Tauri this year for the rest of this season. He may remain at Alpha Tauri next season. But what was that Helmut Marko just said about there being no 100% guarantees in this sport, that they don't exist? The narrative that's in everybody's head that everyone's getting so crazy excited about is that Perez will get replaced by Ricciardo, he'll just get dropped in. The thing is, why would you want to give one of your competitors for the Alpha Tauri seat any chance to show how good they could be? Because what if Liam Lawson steps in, absolutely crushes it, gets some points, and then Daniel comes back, half fit, half a man, and doesn't deliver? It's just not a good situation. The thing for Daniel is, what he needs to do is start eating some bananas. Because the thing about eating bananas is, you know who eats lots of bananas? Is monkeys. And I've never seen a monkey personally drive into a barrier and break their wrist. So Daniel should start eating bananas. You know why?
Because a monkey everyday bananas.
Yeah, monkey everyday banana. Exactly.
Because a monkey everyday bananas.
Get on that, Dan. Get those bananas into you, because monkeys don't drive into walls.